welcome to another episode of Horror Movie Project, and Dead Michael here with my co-host
Dan from EJ Filmz.
Is this our 11th episode technically, or is it?
I don't fucking know.
It is, I think.
Speaking of fucking, apparently you can't cuss on YouTube anymore.
What?
Yeah. I got 3 things sent to me for videos that can't be monetized by all advertisers because it's unsuitable for all advertisers.
That's ridiculous.
One of them was our last podcast.
Wow.
Evil Dead. Or one before last, or yeah, the Evil Dead podcast got knocked for, I guess, language or something. It doesn't really say. It just says unsuitable for all advertisers. So yeah, they're cracking down on a lot of stuff.
I guess we're gonna have to put them on the 18. Because they have that. A lot of times I didn't do it, because the problem is with sign into your YouTube, there's less people that are gonna do that to view your thing. So that's why, I would just stick it on there too. I didn't care. I should check mine. I probably got those too.
Well,
I'm sure.
It just goes for monetization, is all.
Oh, for having ads?
Which I'm not worried about monetizing.
Okay.
My videos, so it doesn't really matter to me.
Oh, I see. So, if you want to put ads on it, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Alright, we're going to go over a few movies that are coming out in the rest of August. Some new Shout Factory titles coming out. You got Vicious Lips. A couple of Near Syndrome releases.
The ones I saw on Blu-ray.com, you had The Devil Inside got a Blu-ray release, and it's I don't give a shit about that. You seen that movie?
Yeah. It already had a Blu-ray release. I already had that on Blu-ray.
Really? Huh. I don't know. It's in August 1st, and then it shows that one. But I don't know.
The one with the chick on the front cover with
the nun. Yeah, the nun.
Family video time ago for $2.
Huh. Well, maybe it's a different company or something. I don't know. Or it's just.
Yeah, I heard it was terrible. I haven't watched it.
I watched it once. I'll maybe check it out again, just because I'm curious now. But
Slayer from Arrow Video, that looks pretty cool. I watched the trailer too. It looks awesome.
Were the Blue Underground ones the ones that, Intruder, was that one of them? One of the newer ones?
Intruder was a Synapse release, and then it was also released by 88 Films.
Then Code Red had the One Dark Night coming out, right? That's
I don't collect Code Red.
Oh. And they got the stupid Scream Factory steelbooks that everyone's going crazy about, and they got rid of all the other ones, the cool ones.
Shit. The artwork's fucking garbage.
Yeah, it is garbage. I'm looking at it right now, and, it's just ridiculous. That's how I got my They Live Blu-ray cheaper, because somebody probably saw this steelbook coming out, so they're like, oh, I'm just going to get rid of the other Scream Factory, except they didn't want to double dip, so they got rid of that one. And that artwork's a hell of a lot better than the new artwork. I'm just not a fan. This artist, I don't know. It's all, you can definitely tell he's a graphic artist, but it's just,
you can tell it's just photoshopped.
Yeah, that's all it is, and it's not anything special. I don't know. It looks... I just don't like it, either of them. Even, you said the Fog was the coolest looking one. That one probably is, because it's got the ghost ship and stuff in it, or whatever. I've never seen it, but... I don't know, that artwork compared to those other two, yeah, it does look better, but... Oh well. Fuck that. I'm not buying those. And you said you got that Slither that came out, which was released August sometime, apparently. The... Michael Rooker or whatever's in it, I believe. Yeah. What other ones are out? Oh yeah, Teen Wolf. Nobody gives a shit about that.
I got my Reanimator set.
Oh yeah, the Reanimator. Yeah, that came out. Yeah, that thing looks cool.
You got the Society steelbook coming out. All that good shit.
Well, the Society steelbook I didn't really like though, because Arrow, the original packaging they had, kind of like the Reanimator.
Yeah, I got the hardbox one.
The hardbox one looks a hell of a lot cooler than that steelbook.
Boston shit.
Yeah, I would.
It's sweet.
The steelbook looks stupid compared to that one.
And I pre-ordered the Ash vs. Evil Dead steelbook.
I didn't even know. Is that the third season or the second season?
Second season.
Oh,
You
okay.
finished the first one.
Yeah, I need to watch. I got that on Blu-ray too. I need to watch
What
it.
pisses me off, though, is the first one's a metal pack, so it's got, like, the hinges on it, and this one's an actual steelbook, so they don't even fucking match.
Oh, that sucks.
And this doesn't look like it's embossed or anything, because my metal pack, the chainsaw's all embossed and everything. It's freaking sweet.
Yeah, I need to get the slip for my original Blu-ray because I just had the season 1. I haven't watched it yet, but I know there's.
You haven't found one in that group yet?
Well, I did ask for it, but I was just being cheap. People had it, but they like wanted like more money and shit.
People want like $8-10 a slip on that fucking
Yeah,
site, though.
well, yeah, that's exactly. I was willing to maybe pay $3 to $4 for that, but it's just not something I can live without for a season. I don't give a
I want
shit.
to pay more than like $5 for a slip that's not like hard to find.
Exactly. Because I didn't pay much. Well, the thing is, I didn't pay much for that Blu-ray, so for that season. So it's like, why the fuck would I care if it's not something like seasons? I don't really give a shit about compared to like movies. If it's a movie I love, I'm gonna want the slipcover. But if it's, I don't know.
I mean, you can always buy it new and then take it back without the slip, dude. That's what I've been doing.
What at Walmart or?
Wherever, man. I buy it from Walmart, Best Buy, and shit. Like, I bought, which one was it? Oh, my buddy needed a slip for Red Turtle. It's like a fucking Studio Ghibli movie. And my Best Buy had one. I bought it, just drove around, went to other stores and shit for like an hour, and then just took it back without the slip. I was like,
Nice, and they just took it.
yeah. I was like, I just need to like exchange this for something else or something. Like, oh, okay, just grab something else. Yeah, Wes Craven's Summer of Fear comes out on Blu-ray. I don't think I know that one. Do you know that one?
No, I don't. The only other one that I know that's not really horror, but the Alien Covenant, like, I've heard mixed reviews, though. Have you heard anything, like, I've heard people say it's awesome, and then I've heard people say it sucked, but I don't know.
Which is what?
Alien Covenant. Have you heard any?
No, I haven't watched it yet. I picked it up. I bought that stupid Walmart gift set with the shirt, and then it didn't even have a fucking slip on it. I was pissed.
Oh, what the hell?
So now I gotta go and buy it again and take it back without the slip. Dude wants like $8 for it on that group. I'm like, dude, I should take it. You know, go buy it, take it back. Fuck that. I'm not paying $8 for a slip that I can still get.
Yeah.
It's released by Music Box Films. Never heard of that fucking company. Came out in 1978. It was a TV movie, I guess.
Huh.
I might have to pick it up though. It's Wes Craven.
What about, you said that Effects movie, or is that, which one is that? What brand is that? The one with the executioner, like mask on or whatever? You know what I'm talking about?
With the executioner mask.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It's like Effects, and it's called, it's got like yellow and then like his black mask on his face.
I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
If you go to Blu-ray.com, it's on.
Is it an August release?
I think so. Yeah, August 22nd. That looks like a horror movie, though. I don't know if it is, but.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
And they got the Slayer.
It's from AGFA.
Yep.
AGFA.
Yep. I don't know. I've never seen that before.
I mean, it's rated R. I have no idea. I was just gonna talk about shit that I actually knew.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Slayer looks pretty cool. And
Yeah, it does.
Look. And then you got the, what is it, the 7th season of Walking Dead.
Oh, that's Slayer. Well, the Slayer, speaking of the artwork on that, that looks a lot like the Poltergeist artwork, and it looks a lot like the artwork that goes...
House.
Yeah, is it the same artist? Because it...
I think it's that Nathan Thomas Milner.
Huh. He keeps doing, like, that blue background thing. Like with the mist. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool cover, though. It looks, like, really fucking gory.
Yeah.
Apparently you got a steelbook for Walking Dead, and you got a Best Buy exclusive. And, yeah, there's like 4 different things of Walking Dead.
Well, did you see the zombie head for The Walking Dead? It's, like, got the spikes and shit in it. Like,
yeah, that looked pretty cool.
Yeah, I might actually pick that up.
I don't see that on here, though.
think you just got to Google search that one. I don't know when it's coming out or whatever. It might be on Amazon now, but you'd probably have to pre-order.
They're putting that Batman now on 4K. Harley Quinn. That's not for.
Oh well.
Okay.
There's not a.
What are we doing?
Yeah, I guess we went over like releases coming out, but.
Oh, where was that recording?
Yeah, we're just bullshitting, man. People can deal with it. Because apparently people like the bullshitting, so, like, from what I can tell. Speaking of which...
You do have 2 female spies with flowered panties, which looks very interesting, from Severed Films.
What one's that? What movie?
2 female spies with flowered panties, man.
That's the name?
Yeah.
What?
The name of the movie.
I thought you were just describing the cover, and I was like...
No.
Oh.
The trailer looks very intriguing.
Oh, gotcha. It's like an action type movie. They're spies or something right now.
Yes, man. So yeah,
Oh,
that's
I see it. Yeah, I see which one you're talking
about
about.
it for August. Finish out the month.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, you were saying we should tell those people to check that out with you were saying that like one of the transfers of the one, what was it, Blue Underground, their shit was fucked up, the press discs or whatever.
Yeah, apparently there's that Amsterdam has an issue, and they're trying to catch that before, because it's not actually released yet. They're trying to catch it before release. I think it might be out, because I know if you order from like Diabolic and stuff, you get them pretty early, so there might be a few copies already out there that are messed up. But that Argento one, I guess there's some major compression issues about halfway through the movie or something.
I gotcha. Yeah. That sucks. It's kind of like you said, the Silent Night, Deadly Night movie. Like we talked about that before. Like we never recorded it, but we were like talking about how they just lighten them. I hate that with Blu-rays. Like I don't know. I feel like some of these companies just suck ass at transfers. Like it's like if you're gonna get it, you do a good job and fix it up and make it nice. I mean, why release a product that it's like you like don't do anything to it?
Hopefully Scream Factory corrects that issue, because I watched the unrated cut of it, and they put the additional footage in, and they didn't do anything to it. It was still like straight off the the 35 millimeter reel or whatever it was shot on, and they just added it into the movie. It's completely different looking than the rest of the movie.
What the hell? So
yeah,
like
they didn't clean it up at all.
So they just threw that in there, the extra footage. They're like, we're not gonna even bother. Fuck it.
Yep. So hopefully, like I say, Scream Factory fixes that and does an HD transfer on that footage as well.
Yeah. I don't get that shit. Like, if you're gonna get a Blu-ray and you're gonna make it nice, like, why? Like, I don't get it. Like the only time I've seen that, like, where they did that with Necromantic, if you ever bought those ones, the 2 that,
Yeah, I have the 2 called Epic releases of that.
Yeah, it's ones with, like, the first, like, the one that said there was gonna be, like, 5,000, then they upped it to, like, 10,000 or something.
Yeah, I haven't opened mine yet. They're still shrink wrapped.
Oh, yeah, those transfers are fucking bad, man.
Yeah, I haven't brought myself to watch those yet.
We should do that for one of the podcasts, but yeah, the transfer is really bad. They just lightened it, like in the dark scenes, it's pure, like it's just got like a blue tint over it, kind of like at night, so it just looks so bad. Like the night scenes anyhow do, but yeah, they didn't really do much to it.
I believe they did that with the Twilight Time release of, what was it, Friday Night or something?
They just did a shitty...
No, the Night of the Living Dead. One of those, I think, they just have like that blue tint to it.
What the hell?
for the 1990 release.
I have one of the Night of the Living Deads, but I have like the UK version, and it's somewhat like region free, so it plays on my Blu-ray player, the normal USA one or whatever. But that one actually comes in nice, a lot nicer than like the DVD. But I don't know, it's not like they could have maybe done a better job, but it's not complete garbage. So, but that one's yeah, it's probably like a newer one. for like the American release ones, because I got excited. This is back when Blu-rays first came out. I was all like, oh yeah, they finally released it, and I didn't really understand region free or any of that crap, so I was like, oh, they got it out, I'm gonna buy it. And I bought it. I'm like, oh, I guess it works for US players. I'm good.
I don't see paying like a whole lot of money for like Night of the Living Dead, because it's a public domain film. Anybody can release it at any time.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
I don't think I paid a whole lot, maybe like $8 or something, right when Blu-ray. This is back like when they were like, $20 to $30 or whatever. So I don't think I paid a whole lot for it, but that was back when they were more amped up. 4K didn't exist at that time, or I don't know. Speaking of which, though, yeah, so the only horror that's in theaters pretty much is the Annabelle creation, right? Or is that what it is?
I did go see Dark Tower, if you want to consider that a horror. I mean, it's Stephen King, so...
Oh, is it?
Pretty decent movie. I haven't read the books or anything, so I didn't have any basis for comparison, but I guess if you're a fan of the series, I think there's like 7 books or something like that, my wife was saying. Not really sure. I could be wrong on that, but yeah, they tried to cram like so much into an hour and a half movie that, like I say, if you're a fan of the books, you might not like the movie.
Well, that's one thing I'm worried about with the movie, too. Like, I didn't go in there, like, I'm still going to go see it, but I have some bias over it because it's like 2 hours and 21 minutes. Did you see the time on that? Like, yeah,
I was getting ready to say, what is the time on that? I don't know.
It's like 2 hours and something from what I saw, unless it's bullshit. But yeah, if you look it up,
2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not a big like. I wish it was like maybe 1 hour.
And a half.
Yeah, I was hoping it'd be shorter because I was hoping what they would do. Because with the original, like that got kind of annoying with the VHS tapes. Okay, like if you had DVD or VHS, it was like 2 different discs or whatever. 2 different times you had to play. You had the kid version, like the kids, and then you went to the adults. I just
they should have released it with 2 hours of the kids, and then the second half being 2 hours as adults.
Yeah, well, I think that like with the new one, they should just do flashback with the kids. They should start out with the adults, but I don't know. We'll see what they do.
It's like you can't win. You can either have a movie that's too long and people don't want to go because of the length, or you're going to have one that's too short and not have enough information in there.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, it's because Stephen King, like, the thing I've noticed with him is he, like, describes every fucking thing, man. I mean, that's the issue. He, like, goes into extreme detail about, like, every little thing, so...
Yeah, I'm sure, like, with most films, there'll be, like, an unrated director's cut on Blu-ray or something that'll be, 3 hours or some shit.
But, yeah, I don't know. I like my movies, like, at least maybe, like, 1 hour to maybe 50 minutes tops. I don't really like them when they're too, like, I have to be in a mood to watch a movie that's like 2 hours or 3 hours, like...
Alright, like some Lord of the Rings or something?
Yeah, like, I have to be in the right mood to watch, like, those are good movies, but, I mean, the movie could still be awesome, it's just, like, you gotta be in that right set,
you set aside a whole day to do it.
To watch it, yeah. That's the kind of the only bias I have against the new It movie. Other than that, it does look good, I just...
I mean, you figure at 2 hours and 15 minutes, you got at least a half hour of trailers beforehand, you got all that, you're going to be in the movie theater for damn near 4 hours total.
Right. Yeah, like, after I saw that time, I don't know, like, you said, I think there's also Leatherface coming out in October, I believe, so...
Oh, yeah, that new Texas Chainsaw looks freaking awesome. I believe it's from the same people that did the first remake.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
I'll probably go to the theater to see that too. I'll probably go see it in the theater, and I'll probably go see Leatherface in the theater, but I don't really go to the movie theater that much anymore, because it's like, I don't know, I mean, there was no other movies really that people are getting hyped up about,
Speaking of movie theaters, AMC has, announced that movie pass for $10 a month for any movie.
Oh, really?
Besides 3D.
Nice.
Yeah. So you can go to any movie as many times as you want in a month for $10.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
That's cheaper than like one ticket, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if it's. It just seems like ridiculous price.
Yeah.
Unless they're just losing so many people going to movies because of digital or something.
Okay. Did you notice too that Like, I don't think cable, to be honest with you, man, I don't think cable's going to be out that much longer. I think maybe 5 years to 10 more years we'll have it. I think, like, older people will have it, but I think that it's kind of starting to get booted out because you have Amazon Prime, you have Netflix, and all these other streaming things. I think they're just going to kill it. Do you get that impression, too? Or...
I don't know. I mean, you would think they'd make it cheaper by now, though. I mean, if they're trying to compete with all that, it's still so expensive, and especially having like the HD packages and everything.
Yeah.
They need to make it like $20 a month for like all channels, you know, in HD.
Well, that's why I'm wondering if they're going to go to apps with a lot of channels, because, you know, if you just bought, like, cause I know the WWE Network, for instance, or, I know it's not called that, but, I mean, for wrestling anyhow, they have their own app, like, where it's, you pay like $10 a month, like Netflix.
Right. And you can do that with like,
Shudder.
so much like Game of Thrones, you know.
You can.
That app or whatever, you know.
I didn't even know that. I think too, though, like Shudder does it too. I've never bought Shudder, but a lot of people like it that are horror fans.
I don't know, I just buy everything, so I don't care.
Yeah, I know. I was just wondering, like, what your take was on it, just because I was curious. Like, I mean, I'm more of a physical format guy too, but like future for just in general.
I mean, Netflix definitely has a lot more shows than they used to, and a lot more like really good shows and everything. So I think they have a lot more fan base than regular like cable. You know.
Well, because you got to wait through commercials and shit, and people don't like that. Like, you know, you watch.
You can sign up for like HBOs and stuff for your Game of Thrones, but then all the movies on there are just the same, you know, same shit over and over.
And then Starz just has Ash vs. Evil Dead, right? Pretty much.
I think they have like Black Cells or something, right?
But I mean, that's really what cable comes.
Yeah, that's their big show, I believe.
I mean, I've even met people that were like, "Oh, the only reason I have cable is because I want to watch The Walking Dead."
Alright, so they can keep up on it, though. They don't have to wait until it's over.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Digital stuff, it's just, I don't see regular TV lasting forever by any means.
Yeah, I just have local. I don't have cable, just because I don't want to, like, I have the Amazon Prime and then I have Netflix, but the only reason we have Amazon Prime is because my wife got it through her school, and it was cheaper for a student to get it. You get, like, a student discount or something for, like, the next 3 years, so we're not paying much on it. Plus, I use it when I buy Scream Factories on Amazon, because I get the Prime and I get the free shipping, so that's the only reason we have it.
Yeah.
So,
then you get it with Amazon shipping, which isn't the best.
yeah, you're right. It is shit. Yeah, it's a bubble mailer.
I quit ordering stuff for Best Buy unless it's exclusive, like the Ash vs. Evil Dead Steelbook. You know, I had no choice because it's only released there. But other than that, I don't order anything that has a slip or anything.
Yeah, well, the only reason I take my chances with them is so I can get a slip, because some of the Scream Factories, like everywhere else you go, like eBay and shit, like, people want more money, so you're taking your chance to see if you get it or not, I guess. But yeah, you're right. Like, there's only going to be a couple more titles I buy that...
Yeah. I mean, I did that with Sleepaway Camp and The Howling. You know, I did order those at Best Buy, like you said, to have a chance of getting a slip.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I didn't get one. It was either one, but I ended up getting the Howling slip for free, so that worked out.
Okay, so the recent pickups, like, we should talk about that too, like, when we start talking.
I'm dusting off my Scream Factories right now.
Yeah, I need to do that to mine. I got, okay, like, recent pickup for my Blu-rays. I got that Paul, I think his last name's Nancy or something, that collection for Scream Factory. Yeah, I actually picked that up.
Yeah, I didn't know if those were any good or not. I never heard of the guy, so...
The only reason I knew about him was because he had, like, a bunch of VHSs I had, so I was curious to see what it would be like on Blu-ray. But yeah, he's got some of those, like, Vengeance of the Zombies and other ones. I was curious to see what they'd be like on Blu-ray with Scream Factory, so I'll let you know. But they're having us...
Luckily, this cord to my headset's like 10 feet long, so I can get over to my shelf.
Oh, nice.
I don't know how new they are, but I did pick up Multiple Maniacs, Criterion, John Waters film from way back in the day. I got Student Body Bodies, all the Filmz release, Wolf Cop with the Slip, the original Maniac, Blue Underground release, Sorceress from Synapse. I got the Necessary Evil. I know it's not horror, but the DC supervillains with the awesome lenticular slipcover, which is super hard to find. And the Guyver Arrow video, Demonoid from Vinegar Syndrome, Murder Weapon and Deadly Embrace from Vinegar Syndrome, and Bloody Birthday from Severn.
Nice.
So that's my recent hauls since my last update video.
Well, like, yeah, I just figured we should give them our updates on the podcast, because they might not watch the YouTubes, so that way they can get an idea what we picked up. But I also got that Warlock collection. I haven't put that on YouTube yet either, but that looks kind of sweet. I can't wait to check those out.
Yeah, of course I got the jacked up slip cover on mine, so I'm still looking for another slip.
Yeah, I saw that, dude. That's bullshit.
It's all like wrinkled or something on the front. I don't know. It's hard to pick up on the video, but it's like all.
It irritates you when you get it, because you have all your other ones next to it, and you're like,
yeah, they're all pristine.
Yeah.
That's why I quit ordering from Best Buy when I got that from them, and it was messed up like that, because all the other ones except for Wishmaster I ordered from there, they all came perfect. That one came all jacked up, so I'm done.
It was in a bubble mailer, right?
Yeah, they all were, and the other ones were fine, so I didn't think nothing of it, but.
Yeah, well, and I also got the most recent one I got that's gonna get shipped to me is the One Dark Night movie. I'm gonna take my chances on that. I don't know if it's any good. Never seen it.
Yeah, speaking of shipping, I did place my first order with 88 Films directly, and got Luther the Geek and Happy Hell Night with limited edition slipcovers.
Nice.
So, I mean, that's from overseas, but apparently their shipping's a lot faster than Amazon UK, so it says it takes about 10 days as opposed to like a month from Amazon UK. I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Unless anybody cares that I did pre-order The Lion King.
Just gotta throw that in there, you know, why not? I heard Disney, though, too. Speaking of them, real quick, why not? I heard they're gonna make their own, like, streaming service thing, too. Like, they're gonna have, like, all their movies, it's gonna be like Netflix, but it's gonna be pure Disney shit, and they're gonna have the whole archive library on it. So you can sign up for that for a month.
Sure, they'll make a killing off of that, man.
Yeah, I'm sure they will, too, because, I mean...
Then you don't have to worry about your kids messing up your disc and everything, too, you know?
Yeah.
That just kills your collection right there when you got kids go there, you know, your slips and everything.
Other than that, the only thing that Disney... They come out with a bunch of Star Wars movies. I've seen stuff on them, like, amped up, but I don't know if it... Like, when they're coming out.
I know there's, you know, the next episode, what is it?
Episode 8 or whatever? Yeah.
Episode 8, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that one will be coming out.
Enough news here.
So yeah, we're doing a tribute to George Romero on his recent passing. You know, hit us pretty hard. Both big fans of his, and tried to do this a little bit earlier than now, but things just kind of happened to where we couldn't. So I know it's still somewhat relevant in people's minds. So definitely want to get this out there and share our thoughts on one of these films being my favorite of his, one of them being your favorite of his, and the other one just kind of falls in line with the other two.
Yep. So yeah, it's Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and then Land of the Dead.
Yeah, so. I guess we'll just go in release order and do Dawn first if you want.
Yeah, that's fine.
So yeah, Dawn of the Dead, released in 1978, starring Ken Faree and other people.
Yep, other people. That's right.
Yeah, I didn't take note of who was in it and everything, but I don't think there's anybody else that's really still relevant.
Well, I mean, you had Well, I mean, you had Tom Savini, but he was barely in it. I mean, he was just riding around a motorcycle, which was cool, but...
Which, I mean, he makes an appearance in all of them, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not... I know that David McGee, or whatever, however you say his name, playing Flyboy, Galen Ross as Francine, and Scott Ringer as Roger. That's like your main cast.
So yeah, that movie, like, we're gonna give you spoilers and stuff, but we're not gonna go so much detail into this. We'll just kind of brief on it, like, so you'll get kind of a sum of the whole movie, but we're not gonna, like, talk about it forever. And see how you guys like that. Let us know on the feedback if you guys want us to continue talking more about them or whatever. We'll find out. But yeah, it just starts out like with that newsroom, right? Like, just.
But you do have an appearance from George Romero in the newsroom there.
Yeah, for like a second, right? He's like by the camera, right, or around there.
Sitting in the chair doing something.
Yeah. I thought I saw him on there. I was like, is that him? And then I didn't really look back at the credits to find out. But
I know, I'm so used to seeing him, like, we remember him with the big glasses and the way he had his hair later on, and he just looked different back then.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, he was a lot younger, but this film also, which I found interesting. I think I remember hearing about it a while back, but I believe it was this film that was he kind of wrote with Dario Argento, or not wrote with, but like Argento talked him into doing this film. He kind of stayed over there in Italy with Argento and banged this script out in like 3 weeks or something. So I found that pretty interesting. He is actually one of the editors on here that was kind of uncredited or whatever. But
yeah, interesting. It's kind of weird though, because I mean, yeah, the beginning stuff, it is kind of boring because it's not like, I don't know. I remember it being like the first time I watched it, it was awesome. But yeah, the beginning, it starts out kind of slow because you have the newscast, and I don't give two shits about any of that. Like, that stuff was just boring to kind of watch.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about it starting out that way.
Yeah, me too.
All you ever remember is the mall. You know? And it starts out with them going through the apartment buildings and everything like that. And you got like kind of the one rogue cop that's just like shooting everybody, taking everybody out, and
what was that even? What was that even about, though? Like,
I don't know.
That's what I was confused by that too. I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
I think they were sweeping the building for zombies or something, and then one dude just got carried away and just started shooting everybody.
Yeah,
instead,
it had to have been.
A lot of racism there at the beginning too. A lot of racial names and everything. And, you do have the one cool head explosion when he opens that door, and then it just shoots that dude right in the head right off the bat. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I guess that was they ended up. I'm sorry, I know way too much about movies, but they threw that in there because they had made a head cast of I believe I forget which character, but they made a head cast of one of the characters that was going to die at the end, but they changed the script, so they already had this mold made, so they decided to use it for that scene and just blow it up there at the beginning.
Huh. Tom Savini was behind all the stuff, right? Most of the effects, right?
Right, yeah, he did all the effects in this movie, which you could tell was early in his career, because they're not really, the zombies are just kind of like gray paint and everything like that. But
yeah, because if you're gonna compare the zombies in Day to Dawn, Day looks a hell of a lot better. I agree.
Oh yeah.
Dawn's just still with
Night.
Yeah, it's kind of like Night of the Living Dead a little bit. Yeah, it's not. They didn't do a whole lot with them yet. They weren't. I mean, they're doing a little bit, but not. They're starting to experiment, I guess, with the zombies a little bit here. But yeah.
So yeah, they clear out that building and everything, and then what is it? 4 of them take off in a helicopter, try to get out of there.
Yeah, they split off. I don't know. We just sum it up it. I don't know. It's weird because I thought those other cop guys would take the helicopter, and that's why they were because they pulled guns on them, I think. you know, because the world's going to shit. So obviously, there's not gonna. No one's telling them what to do anymore, really. So like they take the boat, and you never see what happens to those guys. They just kind of bail, and then the other guys take the helicopter, and it's like, if I was those guys, I'd be like, "You're taking the shitty boat, man. I'm taking the chopper." But
yeah, that first, you know, opening scene of that whole movie is just kind of
weird.
It's kind of sloppy.
Yeah, you don't know what the fuck's going on. Yeah, it's like you have a media thing, and then it jumps out of there, and I don't know, and then it goes to that cop crap where they're sweeping the building, and then I don't know, you're just confused, and then the cops kind of turn on each other, and one takes the boat and one takes the helicopter, and it's like, are we going to watch both here, or is we going to flip back and forth? But then it doesn't even give a shit what happens. Those guys in the boat, they probably made it to an island, or they died, who knows. And then the other guys go to that mall and figure out.
They kind of stop in between there, too, for fuel.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
Yeah, and they do have the one cool scene there with the zombie gets his head chopped off by the propeller.
Well, they have the two when they're flying around. You get to see. It kind of reminds me of Night of the Living Dead, where they're out in that farm area, like watching all that shit happen. Like it kind of goes over that too, which that's where they go get fuel, isn't it? Like around kind of an area where there's not a whole lot of people and shit.
And then there's some one scene that kind of bothered me, you know, kind of bothers people is when they're stopped for fuel and the little kid zombies, you know, you gotta take out the kids, you know.
Oh, yeah, I did notice that. They just didn't. Yeah, usually.
Which was Romero's nieces and nephew.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah. I told you I know too much stuff about movies, man. I don't. Just random crap.
Yeah, and let's just we can make it more shorter, I guess, because we got to talk about these other movies too. So the main thing is they sweep, they get to the mall, they take it over, they kill all the zombies, barricade it to their home pretty much, because that's what they're gonna do. And then doing that, one of their guys gets bitten, and he's kind of fucked.
Yeah, the Roger guy gets kind of annoying.
Yeah, even though, and the thing is it takes him 3 fucking days to turn into a zombie. That just, I don't know, I felt like that was so long, like, to turn into a zombie. It just took so long for him to turn, because he got bit twice, too. It's not like he just got bit in the arm.
In the leg.
Yeah. And,
so he finally turns, and Peter takes him out, you know.
Yeah,
he turns.
Peter has to take them all out when they turn. That's what I noticed. But he's a cool character. And then, I don't know, like...
You get the motorcycle gang comes in.
Yep.
Later on in the movie, which, like you said, was Tom Savini was in there with the machete.
Yeah, they pretty much... They, like, made contact with them before they broke in, though, which was stupid as hell. Like, if you're gonna, like, at first you think they're gonna take over the mall or something, but they don't give a shit, man. They let all the zombies in and everything. Like, these guys are really sloppy with their motorcycle group. They just don't give a shit.
Yeah, they were just going in there to steal some shit and leave.
And it's like, I feel like, though, money, it's like, I guess money during that time still has value. There's got to be, because I don't see why these guys would be grabbing all this shit if you can't trade for it or something. There's got to be some currency going on or something, because I don't see why you'd go for valuables. Like, you wouldn't go for the guns. I could understand you going for all that gun, like the gun store. That would have been like the awesomest thing there.
Right.
But because you'd have the power. But,
yeah, I mean, all you really look for at that point is guns
and food.
And food, yeah.
Yeah, but they stole everything, man. They, like, I don't know where the fuck they put it all.
Yeah, so, you know, during that time, what's his name? Steven, Flyboy, whatever, he gets, you know, attacked in the elevator, and, which causes him to, you know, turn, or, you know, is gonna turn.
Yep. And
so he takes himself out, right? Is that...
Well, yeah, he's in the elevator, and he just kind of lays there, because he's pretty much fucked at that point, and I don't know if he does, you're right, I don't remember.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, I think the zombies just get him, and then 4 hours later, because he remembers as a zombie to go through that...
where the hideout is.
Yeah, through that wall, which is fake. They made it, like, they barricaded this fake wall, so in case somebody did break in, you know, they'd know about their hideout. But
Peter takes him out too.
yeah, Peter, he gets up there and he just knocks him out right away. I don't know why he waited, and then he decided not to go, so he goes in that room. You know, he's like, I don't know, he must have like one of those moments, you know, like he just doesn't give a shit anymore or something mentally wrong with him, kind of. And then he decides he wants to go, and then jumps through the zombies.
Yeah, you think he's going to take himself out, you know, there for a minute. But, yeah, why did he turn so fast into a zombie, but yet Roger took...
That's what made no sense. Like, yeah, maybe because he got bit a million times, because they had like the whole group that got in the elevator with him. I don't know. Good
well,
question.
I think he actually died, is what it is. So as soon as he died, he turned.
Yeah,
Roger didn't die.
You're right. He was just kind of...
Yeah, he was just infected with it.
They were like shooting him up with something. It must have been like painkillers or something, because...
Yeah, they were shooting him up with morphine.
Yeah, and then the end is pretty much like...
Take off in the chopper, and I guess everything's fine. I don't know.
Yeah, well, he like says, how much fuel you got left? Not much. That's the end.
Alright. Yeah, I didn't really care for that ending. It was kind of like... But, yeah, I don't know. I remember this movie being a lot more fun than it was this time around. But it kind of had some slow pacing issues throughout the movie.
Yeah, I agree. It wasn't as fun as the first time I watched it. I remember it being better, but it could have been just the mood I was in. I don't know, but something was off about it.
I did like the scene where they go into the gun store and they're all, you know,
amped up.
getting into that, and they drive the car around and all that. That was pretty cool, and a couple other scenes, but yeah, a lot of them just bad pacing on them, and
well, there's just like, there was some boring shit, like, when the mall, you know, they're just dicking around, a lot of the movie, too, where it's showing them trying new clothes on and crap, but, I don't know.
I mean, I guess if you're in there, that's what the kind of shit you're gonna do, but...
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was just boring to us, because it's not relevant to us anymore, you know, the kind of stuff that they were doing, but I did like the retro gaming that they had going on.
Yeah, that was cool with the Atari stuff. Yeah, that was cool seeing all that.
Yeah, I like when they get to the mall and they're like, "Oh, what is this? Some sort of indoor shopping center or something?" You know, like they didn't even know what it was really.
Yeah, and the zombies apparently go back there, right? Because they
remember doing it,
shopping all the time. Yeah, and I don't know.
His main thing was consumerism for this film.
Yep. Well, the funny thing is, too, that we didn't touch on, too, is there was still broadcasts going on, and I don't see why the fuck you'd even bother. Like, even if you are, because that guy was like a TV host or something, like, why the fuck would you even care? Like, I mean, I get trying to contact other people, but, like, by that point, I mean, you're just showing people that are watching you. Like, I don't know. I was surprised by that. Like, 3 days, and then they just vanished, so they probably got killed or something. But, yeah, they continued their talk show, like, during that whole time. And it's like, wow.
Yeah. And he did kind of have the relationship thing going on between Francine and Steven or whatever, where she's pregnant and all that, too.
Yeah.
But I didn't really give a shit.
Yeah.
You know, like... I mean, it definitely was more effective in the remake with the pregnancy. But
they wanted to throw some drama, like, you know, some bullshit with the girl and the guy, kind of. And the other guy was just kind of a third wheel, Peter, but they're working their shit out. But, yeah, I don't know. Did you want to go to ratings and stuff, or sum this one up?
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty simple. I think we summed it up pretty good. You know, just stuck in them all for a while and trying to figure out how to do certain things. You know, how to block the entrances and do all that kind of stuff, and how to keep safe and everything. But
yeah, I'm not sure what IMDb gave it. I have to look. I don't have any of this shit up. I should have probably wrote it down, but I didn't.
IMDb has it as an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I would give it, my rating for this is, I don't know. I wouldn't give it an 8, but I'd give it like a 7. I mean, it's still a good movie. I would still buy it and everything and own it just because it's a classic film, but it's not as good as I remember it. Like, if I would have rated it like back then when I first saw it, I would probably gave it like a 9 or something, because I remember it being amazing when I first saw it. But watching it again, I was just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm right there with you at a 7, man. Like you said earlier, though, it might have just been the time that we watched it or whatever, but it just I had a hard time even keeping my attention at some points.
Yeah. So let's jump to Day of the Dead. All right, 1985.
Yep, which is my favorite of the Dead franchise. Just always been a big fan of this one.
I did like the artwork with this one opposed to like the other ones, because like there was some cool. I mean, Dawn had the cool iconic look, like where half the face is a zombie, but this one had like all different types of, like, I don't know. You had Bub on some of the posters, and then there's just some cool artwork on it, I felt like, for this one anyhow.
Yeah, I mean, of course, Bub being the most memorable thing from this film, but
you had it on the Blu-ray where you watched it, right? Or...
Yeah, I watched the Scream Factory Blu-ray release.
Well, that last one I watched it on VHS on Dawn, and I have the DVD. I bought it at a flea market like a month ago, and I forgot I had the DVD, so I was like, shit, I just own this on VHS. So I fucked myself. I should have watched it on the DVD. I should have, but I didn't.
I don't have a problem watching movies like this on VHS, man.
Yeah, it still like kind of brings you back when you first saw it, kind of.
I mean, we've kind of touched on it before, that sometimes it's better to watch certain things on VHS, because they would be able to hide certain flaws and everything, and the makeups and all that kind of stuff.
And this one I actually watched on Fright Picks. Like, it's on Roku. It's like a free channel on there. You got to watch commercials, but they have Scream Factory TV, it's called, on that thing, and it has like 8 movies, and it's got like this one and Scanners 2 and Sleepaway Camp and a lot of the ones that are ones you can buy, like Night of the Demons and stuff. So it's got quite a few titles, which is kind of cool. I don't know, that's where I saw this one.
Alright, so yeah, this movie is pretty much they're hunkered down in a cave system and trying to figure out a way. They're looking for like a cure, and working on how to contain the zombies and everything.
It's got to be like a top secret type base or something, military thing, but we don't really know much, because it's weird, because like the top of it, don't they have like a building or something, and then they just have the elevator thing like on. It doesn't really look like it's an elevator, but it is.
It's a storage facility.
Okay.
Is what it is in the movie, and is what it is in real life, I guess. Where they just store, like, as you see in the movie, the boats and records for government records and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I was worried, like, the cave system's kind of weird, though, because, like, just in general, like, they have all those zombies in that, like, cave area. I wonder if that, like, if you can lead off somewhere else with that. Like, there's so many different areas of it that, like, you wonder how many different areas lead, if it goes all around again, or what, because...
Yeah, I think it said it was, like 14 miles or something?
Yeah,
something like that.
It's weird, because you think that they can, I don't know, like, you feel like they could get to each other different, like, there's different ways to go different, like, I don't know, it's kind of like a maze in a sense, like, but it all ends up at the same area. That's kind of what I got impressions from, that if you run around one area, you can maybe try to find another entrance to another way to get to another area, but...
Yeah. So you pretty much got, like, your military people and your doctors is pretty much what's down there. And the main, military guy, Rhodes, who's a complete, dick to everybody. And, somewhat being functional or something.
And then you got the helicopter pilot, and that's about it for people that are valuable, like other than the scientists and the military people, and the
one guy that stays with the pilot too.
And the chick, she's technically part of the scientist team, right? She's part of that group, yeah. But the one thing I noticed is Rhodes takes over after the one guy dies in the beginning, right? When they get back from that run, he gets killed somehow, and then he takes command pretty much because he's the second. He was probably like, you know, the highest in command after that guy died, so he took over. And I love that guy's character though, because he does like a lot of iconic lines, like, you know, sit down or I'll have you shot. You know, some of those things he says are fucking awesome.
Yeah, he has good delivery and stuff on his lines.
For sure.
And he got his main guy still doing all his dirty work for him. Who, man, his laugh got fucking annoying though.
Oh,
sometimes.
Steel? Yeah, whatever his name was.
He was a little bit over the top, but you know, I guess you kind of need that character in this movie.
Yeah, they first weren't taking him seriously because he got to the point where, you know, he was gonna run everything, and then he started to like scare them, like, you know, he's gonna start to like say, "Oh, I'll actually, you know, kill you if you don't do what I say." And
yeah, he tells her to sit down at that point, and he tells Still to shoot her or whatever, and he's like, you know, bang with his finger, and he's like, you know, I'm serious, you know, like.
Yep. And he pulls a gun on him too, I think, and he's just like.
Yeah, he pulls a gun on him to shoot her, you know, like, that's when he realizes, hey, this guy's for real, man. I thought he was, you know, messing around.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he just wants, you know, results all the time. He wants, you know, answers to stuff all the time. If he's not getting the answers he wants, then, you know, he wants to start taking people out.
He gives them a couple days because, you know, the scientists, at first you don't think he's going to really do much. Like, you think it's more just threats, but he kind of, like, he's kind of one of those guys where he wants results and answers, like, right then and there. He doesn't want to dick around with this shit, you know, and they want to sit there for a long period of time, figure this shit out. Like, they want a lot of time to do it, but he doesn't have patience for that shit.
Yeah, and the doctor, you know, wants to figure out as much as he can with these zombies, and one of them being the guy that was in command, you know, that she finds out by seeing his clothing or whatever in the room. And I think that's the one where he didn't have like a face or whatever. That was pretty cool.
Oh, the brain? Yeah, just... Yeah.
The effects on this were incredible, man. Definitely.
Yeah. He did a hell of a lot better. Yeah, because, I mean, they had more materials probably available to do, like, the latex and shit to make it really cool. Especially, like, Bub's makeup. I mean, he's so iconic in general, like that zombie, and, like, the makeup on a lot of the zombies, like, they spent time on the shit. You know, and, like, when they went to that town, you even saw zombies, like, walk around the town that looked awesome. Like, the way they had them. But, yeah, they don't really do a whole lot. Like, the helicopter guy, they fly around, like, once in a great while trying to find other life, which...
But they were growing weed outside the, shelter.
I did notice that, yeah. That was something I noticed, because they're just... The military guys had their own, like, you know, alcohol and weed, pretty much, and then the pilot... They're pretty much, those two were hanging out with each other. Who was the pilot hanging out with? The one dude, was he like a co-pilot or something? Because he would always go with them.
I don't know, he seemed like kind of like a maintenance guy by what he was wearing and everything. I'm not really sure what he was, though.
Yeah, they'd live in their trailer down there, and,
I think he even said at one point that he doesn't do shit, you know, like...
Yeah. They're just kind of, they were pissed at him because he was drinking all the alcohol, but...
yeah, they stayed in the Ritz. I believe that's what their little trailer thing was called, right?
Their what?
The little trailer thing they stayed in, they called the Ritz.
Think so. Oh, yeah, they did, you're right. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, they didn't even want to be anywhere near the military guys, you know, they just wanted to do their own thing, and he knew that, you know, being a pilot, that nobody would, you know, fuck with him anyways, because he's the only one that knew how to fly.
Yeah, and that is somewhat true because, you know, eventually this whole movie comes crashing down because the one chick's boyfriend, he's kind of lost his shit, and you see that in the beginning, and then he really loses his shit after he gets somebody killed, and that's when everything hits the fan. That guy goes nuts.
His name was like Miguel or something.
Yeah, like, the zombies kill a couple of those people, he runs off, and that's when it all goes to shit, because, like, right after that scene, you know, the military guys are like, I'm not putting up with this shit no more, and they just go into the scientist area, they see what Dr. Frankenstein's doing, he gives them, like, a bucket of organs, right, from the dead soldiers.
Yeah, he starts feeding Bub.
Yeah, they walk in at the worst time, like, right after that happens, so then they come down there, and then that's what they think they're doing, because he's like, you guys are, you know, before he just told them, he was like, I want to know what you guys are doing down there, you're just jerking each other off, and then he goes in there, and he sees, the first thing he sees for the progress, like, other than that was, you know, the Bub saluting him, and not really a whole lot. He didn't really do a whole lot, so he saw him feeding him a whole bucket of organs, and he was like, alright, I'm out of here, you know, fuck this shit.
I believe that's the point where Rhodes takes out the doctor, right?
Yeah, he shoots him in, like, it's like a frozen area where he's keeping those bodies to feed, like a walk-in freezer type thing.
Yeah, and Bub's not too happy about that, man. You know,
nah, that pissed him off. Yep. Yeah, Bub's actually, he actually trained that zombie pretty well. The other ones, though, not so much. Like, I don't know. He was doing some weird experiments, too, though, because, like, he had the one soldier's head, and wasn't he just linked up to cables or some shit? Like...
Yeah, he was on some next level stuff down there. I don't know what he was attempting, but...
Yeah. Just weird shit.
But yeah, Bub gets pretty upset about him taking out his friend there, and, you know, he doesn't really break loose, but he figures out that the chains aren't connected anymore.
Yeah.
And he's trying to, you know, he even looks over at the dead doctor like, hey, you know, something's wrong. You know, I'm not hooked up. Like,
yep.
Definitely a lot of emotion coming from Bub without any words, you know. Howard Sherman did a great job playing Bub.
Yeah, he really did.
I believe he said he studied, like, infants and stuff, like, in his family, you know, how children act and stuff to get, you know, his demeanor down for the role of Bub.
Yeah, he did a good job on it, and then you had, I don't know, those other zombies, like, he tried training and shit, it seemed like nothing really happened with those guys, but he was his, like, you know, best student out of the zombies, but, anyway, they throw the soldiers, you know, they go haywire after they kill the doctor, they take those other scientists, they shoot the one guy, they tell, you know, Flyboy he's got to take him, you know, wherever they want to go, because they can't kill him because he's the only pilot. I'm surprised they didn't try to train him to train other people to fly. That's what I was surprised about.
I was going to say, I'm surprised, you know, having that many military people that he's the only one that knew how to fly. Like, you know, you're like a general or a, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
You figure you know how to fly.
Because they had quite a few of them. I mean, in the beginning there, they had quite a few soldiers.
Right.
Yeah. And you'd expect them to, like, just force that guy to tell them, like, even if they didn't know. I mean, they had the manpower. They had, like, you know, 20-plus soldiers on that one dude. Hey, you better show us. In case you die, you know, we're screwed.
Yeah, which they did that in Dawn, you know. He showed a girl how to fly. Briefly, you know, take it up, bring it back down, but, you know, at least it was something.
Well, the thing was, too, is, you know, he won't kill him because he's his right out of there, and then, you know, he's beating the shit out of his soldiers at the same time, and then he eventually knocks him down. He thinks about killing Rhodes or whatever, but he doesn't do it, like, you know, because, like, his moral, like, I don't know. He's one of those guys that...
He's just the better man of the two.
Yeah, he doesn't... He'd feel bad about it, even though it's like the end of the world type thing.
Yeah. And they get stuck down there shortly after that from Miguel. Breaks the wires or whatever. And, goes on top.
He just goes haywire, and... You know, then he lets the fucking... He breaks the chain to that fence like a moron. And then lets, like, I mean, even if you were gonna kill yourself and bring the zombies down there, I feel like... I mean, why didn't he just blow his brains out or something? Because, like, the zombies were eating him up while he did like, that's just a bad way to go. Like, I don't know, having a bunch of teeth eating you up while you go down from the elevator.
Yeah, his character just didn't make a whole lot of sense a lot of times. I don't know. He was just really messed up in the head.
Yeah, I didn't really give a shit. He was just nuts in the beginning, and he was kind of nuts towards the end. But yeah, he was just kind of someone they should have kept away from me. You know, they should have just put him in, like, either just got rid of him or kept him quarantined or something if they were going to keep him alive, because he was just going to be dangerous, you know, eventually, because he lost his mind. That was really his character. I don't know.
So yeah, eventually, you know, there's Rhodes gets killed off.
Yeah, Bub gets him.
Yeah, he shoots him a couple times, and then he gets stuck there with the horde of zombies.
Yep. I thought that was.
Go ahead.
I thought that was gonna, like, I thought it makes you think that Rhodes is gonna kill Bub, but he doesn't. Like, you know, because the zombies get him, like, at the same time as he shoots him, kind of. So, like, he just gets. I don't know.
I thought it was weird that, you know, after he shot a couple times, and I think Rhodes is out of ammo at that point, and, you know, he's still yelling at Bub, you know, come on, come on. You know, like, why are you, you know, egging him on and you're out of ammo and shit, dude? Like, what are you gonna do? He was just freaking out at that point, like, I don't know.
Rhodes was pretty shitty, like, towards the end there, like, you know, I don't know, he leaves all his buddy, even his, you know, second-hand man guy there, Steele, he just locks his ass out, and he's got to blow through the door. You know, he just...
I mean, he even still did the smart thing and took himself out, you know?
Yep. Yeah, because he realized they were all fucked, and the other guy was just running around some pallets or some shit like a moron, and gets killed.
Yeah, the one guy, he was, like, laughing the whole time he was getting eaten up, too. He just thought it was funny, you know? Like, you're sitting here dying, getting torn apart by zombies, and you're still having a good time. Like,
I'm assuming that guy was probably high most of this movie, and that's probably why. Because, I don't know, he was always laughing his ass off, like, throughout the whole film, so I don't know, he's probably on drugs or something. Because I don't see how you could be laughing your ass off while you're getting aided.
Yeah, there's no way he was feeling any of that, man.
Yeah, he was fucked up on probably alcohol and shit. He had to be gone.
The scene with Rose where he gets, you know, torn apart, the intestines and everything, that's the one scene I always remember them talking about. You know, they were gone for like a month or something, or like 3 weeks or whatever, and they came back and someone unplugged the fridge or whatever, where they kept the intestines. So by that time, they were stinking to high hell.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
that road scene.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
And because those actual pig intestines they were using, you know, and they didn't have time to go get, you know, new intestines and stuff, so they had to use what they had. I can't imagine, you know, the smell of that, man, would be just terrible.
He's actually, like, one of my favorite characters just because he did such a good job playing the character he played. Like, I think, isn't he, like, in action movies or some shit? Or he's in other stuff that he,
You're talking about Rhodes?
Yeah, he's in other, I feel like he's in other stuff that, I mean, I don't know, he's a pretty good actor.
He was in Wishmaster.
Who did he play in Wishmaster?
Mickey Torelli.
Huh.
And, he played Dean Martin in Pulp Fiction.
Okay, so he's, yeah, I figured he was in other stuff, it's just I don't know.
Not a whole lot that I'm saying. He was in Night of the Living Dead Origins 3D from 2015.
That's probably no good.
Probably not. He was the voice in some Digimon.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not really seeing a whole lot, though.
I don't know. I thought he was really good in this, though. Like, he seemed like one of the better actors, like, out of the acting-wise. Like, I don't know.
He was in Romero's Night Riders as well.
Huh.
Which I haven't watched that.
Oh, well.
But, I have met quite a few of these people in this movie as well. I met Laurie Cordelli, who played Sarah, and, of course, Howard Sherman, that played Bub, and John Amplas, that played Fisher, and, of course, you know, Romero and Tom Savini. So...
Yeah, which is cool. I haven't really met any of them yet. I don't think they've really been at Days, or they haven't really been at when I went to Flashback, but that's the only ones I've been to, and I don't think any of them were at the ones I was at, so...
Yeah, and I was thinking when I was was watching this that the Rhodes character had passed away, but I guess I was wrong. He's still alive, so I'd definitely like to meet him.
Yeah,
Sure.
get him to put one of those iconic lines on that badass poster you got, dude. Like with the hands and shit. That thing looks awesome.
Yeah,
You get all signed up.
Poster.
Yeah, just get him to put like, "Sit the fuck down," or "They're fucking dead," or something. I mean, he's got some cool lines you could put on there or something. I don't know. Is that like a Japanese poster or something? What was it? Like,
Yeah, it's the Japanese version of it.
yeah, that's a really cool scene when the hands come through the calendar. But yeah, the end of this movie is just them, the helicopter pilot guy, and then, the maintenance dude and the girl. They get out of there and they fly away, which I don't know how it wasn't zombie infested up there by that point, because the barricade was gone. But they fly off and they're at a beach, and they're fishing, I think, and just
he's fishing, and she's just sitting on the beach.
writing out like November or something, like the calendar, keeping track of the days after that happened.
Yeah, because I think it was like October when it started, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. Which is, I don't know. It's a cool film.
Yeah, I really love this film. There's never... my wife watched it with me. It was her first time seeing it, and she thought the beginning of it was kind of boring, but I thought it was, interesting the whole time. I thought you had some good characters, and I didn't think it was ever really boring. The only part I could see is when she went down to their trailer or whatever, and they were just sitting there talking and stuff like that. That was a little bit boring, but other than that, I thought it was a really well done film.
Yeah. Did you want to go to ratings then, or so we can go?
Sure.
All right.
And one thing I wanted to mention too, most people know, this isn't the movie that Romero wanted to make. It was supposed to be above ground, and it was supposed to be explosions everywhere and all that, but they didn't get the budget to do it. But the script still kind of stayed the same. Just had to take some of that stuff out of it, But for being a film that they had to settle for, I think it turned out really well. But this movie is a 9 out of 10 for me, just because it just holds a certain spot, for me.
Yeah.
Especially for zombie films. I mean, is it a perfect film? No, but I love it. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, so IMDb gave it 7 out of 2, or 0.2 out of 10. Like, I know I said I liked Dawn more, but then again, when I watched this, like, it felt like a better film, but I don't know, like, I like them all setting a lot with a zombie film, so it's like, damn, what do I do? I don't know.
You rate them both the same, I guess.
I guess, yeah, that's the thing. I don't know, because there's more flaws in the other movie, but then again, I don't know, the underground stuff, like, it's cool, but I don't know. Like, I like it when they're kind of like running around town and shit. I'd give him, I guess I'd give it the same as the other one. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Like, even though, I don't know, they're both good movies. Like, I would own both of these. Like, I think they're just classic Romero ones to own. Like, you have to own them in your zombie collection if you're a zombie fan. So, let's go to Land of the Dead. So this one got, like, did it get a theater it got in the theaters, didn't it? After,
I believe so.
yeah, I'm pretty sure those other ones were too for the time period, but this one, I think, didn't come out after, like, the remake of Dawn of the Dead, like, or was it? I think it was like 2 years maybe.
The remake of Dawn came out in 2004, and this came out in 2005.
Okay, so yeah, after that came out, they're probably like, all right, we gotta jump on this shit. Zombies are pretty big again.
Yeah, this one had been in the making for a while.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because it was originally titled Dead Reckoning. As the, kind of hidden script title, whatever.
Well, this one, the one cool thing about Romero with Land of the Dead is he gives his zombies, like, zombies are, like, kind of characters, like, you remember them, like, this one you got the mechanic zombie running around, like, it seems like, Yeah, it seems like in all his movies, besides the Dawn one, I mean, I would say, you know, I don't know, like, the Dawn one, there was a couple zombies to remember, but, like, 'cause they had that one that, I don't know, they have figure guys of it, where it's, like, the one dude, he's dressed all weird, like he's bald, and I don't even know what the hell he's supposed to be, but he's, like, one of the more iconic ones, even though he's not really in it, because you think he, like, he bites, or he gets into the one area and they shoot him. No, never mind. It don't matter. Who cares? Alright, so, yeah, you got the mechanic zombie starting to realize he's more of, like, a bub character, well, but he's got zombies behind him, though, following his every move.
Yeah, you have a few, like, main ones in the zombie group. You have Big Daddy, the gas station attendant.
Yeah.
You have the cheerleader chick, who's up front, too.
And the butcher.
And the butcher guy, yeah, with the meat cleaver. So those are like your three main ones in the zombie group. And it definitely focuses a lot more on the zombies than any of the other films.
Yeah.
And they're starting to learn things and figure stuff out. And he's kind of like the Big Daddy guy. He's, with his groans and stuff and his yells, he kind of directs people on what to do and everything.
And those, like, they use, like, fireworks to keep them distracted, and they're starting to, like, get more pushing away from it. Like, they're starting to wake up. Like, it's kind of like its effect is kind of come and gone and slowly leaving. They're not really caring about it as much.
So this movie, stars John Leguizamo as Cholo, and Dennis Hopper plays Kaufman, who's like the main, I guess you could say, like, they're kind of like president guy, or whatever you want to say.
He would be like their leader of that whole society in a sense, because he controls the cops and he controls, like, everything. Like, it seems like, anyhow, because gets him to do whatever, and then it seems like, I don't know, like, he's got his own. Like, before that, though, it didn't seem like there was, like, decisions by, like, a group of people, him and a couple other rich people. Like, they were all kind of in, like, a room deciding what to do, but he was mainly the one that took over all of it anyway. But I don't know. Maybe there was previously, like, there was, like, a joint thing with a couple different people, but yeah, he obviously is the leader out of all of them.
Yeah, and then you got Dario Argento's daughter. I want to say her name's Asia Argento, but I think it's pronounced differently than that.
I thought I recognized her. I knew I seen her from something, because I was like, who the fuck is that girl? Like, I never looked it up, but I recognized her.
And then Simon Baker as Riley. That's like your main cast.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you start out with them out scavenging and, getting supplies for the people that live in Fiddler's Green and everything, and, some stuff kind of goes on there, too, where I think they lose one of their soldiers, gets bitten and everything.
And they're kind of divided, too, even the people doing all this dirty work for them, they're all kind of, I mean, they're kind of cool.
It's kind of like good cops and bad cops.
Yeah, they're kind of, I don't know, there's division in between kind of everybody, even though, I don't know. Like, you have a couple of those.
For himself.
Yeah, Cholo just wants to go into the rich people house and live out there. He didn't give a shit. Like, that's his main goal. But that's kind of the start of the film, actually, is him getting pissed off. Like, the start of it really happens. I mean, yeah, they do go around and scavenge and stuff, but it's that Cholo guy. He like mainly wants to jump into he goes up to Dennis Hopper's character and, like, is like, oh, I've been doing your shit for, like, 3 years now, and then, he's like, well, there's a long waiting list. He doesn't really give a shit, He's like, I can replace you. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. He knows he's not one to, like, fit in, everyone that lives there is kind of, like, upper class and everything. He knows Cholo's character is, like, kind of from the streets or whatever, and, he doesn't belong there. So he just keeps kind of making excuses.
Yeah. Like, he's just gonna... He thinks that, he can just get another guy to do his job, kind of like when he recruits the one guy to go after him, he's just like, well, I'll just get a new one. It's not a big deal to me. Like, he doesn't give a shit.
So, yeah, Cholo and his gang, like, still dead reckoning, and he hires Riley and his people to go after him.
Yep. And Riley and them, you know, they're after, like, they even, like, Kaufman, that's his name, right? Dennis Hopper's guy or whatever?
Kaufman.
Yeah. Yeah, he hires that other group, like, he sends his own people, like, his own police force or whatever they are, special force people or whatever, go out there with them. But, you know, they stop in the middle of the street there, and they're just like, all right, I'm going to do my job, but you're not going to do your guys' job. And they make it clear to him, even though you have the one loyal chick to the one rich guy, but, you know, because she's going to get her job done. But the bigger dude, what the fuck was his name?
The Samoan dude or whatever.
Yeah, he's all down for it.
Cool. I liked him.
Yeah, he was down for it, like, to join them and stuff. He didn't really care, because, I mean, they're just, at that point, you're just serving, you know, like that richer area, and you probably, at that point, like, you're just like every man for themselves. You probably don't really give a shit, because I guess money and stuff's relevant still in this one too. Like, if you have so much money, you can sell booze and stuff, and currency's still going on.
Because Cholo demands money from Kaufman at one point.
Yeah, 3 years of
like $5 million or something.
Yeah, for Dead Reckoning, so he can. He's pretty much using it as a bargain chip to try to get in there, I think, isn't it? Like, trying to say, hey, if you don't do what I say, I'm gonna blow that place up, kind of. That's what it comes down to.
Right. Yeah, because it's got missiles and stuff attached to it and everything.
Yeah. So, anywho, they go there, they find them, and, you know, they let him in, and then he pulls a gun on him because he pretty much knows he's working for him. It's pretty obvious, because why else would he just randomly search for him after he does that? And that's when they take out the one chick that was, like, loyal to Kaufman, which doesn't really matter. It's not really a big deal. But, yeah, she gets nailed right. I think does she get shot, or does the zombie get her? I think
the zombie gets her, I do believe.
Or something, yeah.
And you got Riley's friend, too, the kind of slow one with the messed up face.
Yeah, the two-faced looking dude.
I like his character a lot, too.
Yeah. Yep. And
to go back real quick, when they introduce Asia Argento's character, however you say her name, when she's fighting the zombies or whatever, and you have the midget in there.
Yeah.
That's the same guy from Bordello of Blood as well.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Always liked that guy. He was pretty cool. He was in, like, Willow and stuff, too.
Yeah, he was a guy, like, around the street area that was one of the more upper street people, but he couldn't make it into the, you know, the palace there. Like, he was probably doing well for himself around that, like, street area, like, running shit, but, yeah, he gets taken out. And then...
And you had when they're doing, like, the photo ops with the zombies, like, where they stand in front of the zombies, they're all chained up.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
Yeah, you had, Simon Pegg and Edgar Wright from Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, really? I didn't even notice that.
Because Romero was a big fan of that movie and stuff, and invited him out to Vancouver to do that scene.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't even really notice, like, I don't know. I guess I wasn't paying attention that much at that part, but yeah.
Well, you can't really tell it's them. I mean, they're in all the zombie makeup and everything, but...
Yeah.
I just thought that was a pretty cool thing that, you know...
Like a cameo.
Guys,
yeah, to have, like, a cameo of them in there. That's cool that they're in it, but yeah, they're zombified. It seemed like, I don't know, like, didn't that one zombie look like Tom Savini a lot? The biker-looking dude? Did you feel like they kind of tried to put him in there, like walking around?
He was in there on, I think he was on the TV or something.
Yeah, was he actually the zombie, though? Or was that some other actor? It probably was. I don't know if he actually played a zombie or not.
I'm sure it was probably him.
Yeah, because it reminded me of from Dawn, like the same, it just, I don't know, I saw a couple bubs in there too, like, looking zombies that were a lot like that one. Like, it seemed like they were trying to pay homage to, like, all the other films with some of the zombies, like, walking around and shit that you saw randomly.
Speaking of homage, I know we already covered this movie, but in Day, when he was working with Bub, you did notice that the book he put down was, what was it, Salem's Lot or something? Stephen King.
Oh, you're right. didn't really focus much on that scene, but yeah, I know what you're. I remember when he was.
He was the machete zombie in Land.
I knew it. Okay, yeah.
So, yeah.
It was him. But yeah.
Romero was actually a puppeteer and a voice of something uncredited.
I remember the puppets because that was like around the town trying to make some extra cash. Some people were doing, and then there were some people like trying to amp people up to like take over the rich area, but it wasn't going to happen because, I mean, he didn't really have the drive at that point yet. Like, they were trying to say, hey, let's take this over, but people didn't really care, it seemed like. There was a clown zombie, too, that was kind of cool. And
yeah, I remember that.
So there was a lot of cool-looking zombies in this.
A lot of the zombies there, especially at the beginning, were actual puppets.
Oh, really?
I didn't notice they were puppets. They said you can tell or whatever. Like, one of them was like a real skinny one there towards the beginning.
Oh, it might have. Yeah, I think I know what they're talking about. Yeah.
I mean, that's good. Some good effects there, man.
Yeah, it was.
I remember the one with the head that comes up and bites the one guy or whatever.
Oh, yeah, it flies back. Yeah, because his head's like half off.
That was pretty cool.
That was cool. But yeah, pretty much it's them. All those zombies get up and, you know, and they pretty much go into the city. Like, they, you know, walk through that water was the only thing really blocking them at that point, right? Like, that whole city, it was like the water was kind of.
Yeah. Big Daddy looks down and just like jumps down in there and comes back up, and they figure out they can cross because they can just walk across the bottom of the ocean or river or whatever. And, I mean, they don't need to hold their breath or anything. They can just stroll on over.
Yep. That's kind of when shit hits the fan, and the one guy, he's still thinking that, you know, Kaufman's going to pay him the money, and he's not going to pay him the money, but he's got the other team after him. And he's in there trying to take shit over. You can tell he's kind of stealing money and doing stuff. Cause,
he even takes this one guy out.
Yeah.
His own people.
His own people, yeah. That's the thing. I think that maybe there was some of those people that had money with him. Like, there was something more going on with him. Like,
yeah, because he asked where he got the money from and everything, and it was.
And he just shoots them.
Their money.
Yeah. Yep. And, yeah, he takes that guy out, and then he calls him, like, right after that. He's like, oh, I might have not done that if you would have told me that, like, a second ago.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell Kaufman is just like Cholo is, man. I mean, they only care about themselves, you know?
Yeah. Yep, and.
But you only have, like, what, 10 minutes of screen time with Dennis Hopper total?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot. He did a good job, but,
I mean, a lot of people say they threw him in there just to have a big name attached to the movie or whatever, but, I mean, I'm not sure if that's true, but it seems like they could have done a lot more with this character.
Yeah, like, for the time, I don't know, they had him, though. I liked him for his character, yeah. Like, they could have done more with him, with, like, I don't know. I mean, because it was kind of rushed, you're right. It didn't seem like the scenes were that long when he was in there, but.
Of course, he passed away, what, 2 years after this came out, right? 2007, I think.
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
So I'm not sure how good his health was at this time, is what I'm trying to.
Yeah. Yeah, probably not too good then. But yeah, he looked pretty old in it, but they did put a lot of makeup on him. But, like, I could tell that I had the DVD, which I watched it on, you can kind of tell he had a lot of makeup on him, but, because the only thing I've seen him in was the Texas Chainsaw Part 2. He's the main sheriff, dude.
Really? You never seen Easy Rider?
No, haven't. I need to check that out.
Yeah, I mean, that's his most popular movie.
Well,
yeah, so was at this point where, like, you know, Kaufman's trying to escape, right?
yeah, he didn't get the $2 million Cholo didn't, so he's gonna, you know, shoot it, and then the one guy that he sends out after him intercepts it, but he just kicks Cholo out and his buddy, like his loyal friend, and they're walking around.
He doesn't take Cholo out, but he ends up getting shot, and they just kind of leave on their own.
Yeah, he's like, you're pretty much taking off, you're gonna walk off at this point, and I'm taking it over. And they just kind of keep the people in there, which I was surprised by that too. They just kept their random his buddies in there, but they were all cool with them. and then I don't know, they were just driving around, and I think he was just going to end up stealing the vehicle, wasn't he? That was his main plan, was to ride off with it, kind of, to just take Dead Reckoning, the one other, the
Riley's group.
Yeah, they were just going to take it and kind of...
Yeah, to flee the area. Yeah.
And...
But, I mean, Cholo kind of turned into a good guy there towards the end, you know. Once he knew, it was kind of over for him, you know.
Yeah. I did like that he went to go find, you know, like he went after him, like at the end. That was pretty good, because he was shooting at him. And then... You weren't sure if he was a zombie. Remember that? Like, when he was...
Before that, though, I mean, you had Big Daddy, you know, goes after Kaufman in the parking garage.
Yeah, and he just throws the gas in there, and he's like, what the fuck is this zombie doing? He's actually a lot smarter, and he takes like a...
And then he takes off, he thinks he's gone and stuff, and that's, you know, in between that time is where Cholo comes back.
Yep.
And then he comes back with the gas canister, or whatever the hell it was, to finish it off his... You know, the job that he was doing, and takes them both out.
Yeah, they both blow up. Yeah, and it was funny too. His like butler, it was funny. He just bails. He's like, "See you later." He's gone.
Which, you know, I don't blame him. You know, I mean, you know, you work for an asshole. You know, just let him get what he deserves, man. You know, save yourself.
Yeah, because you're pretty much going to be... It's like kind of the end of the world here, and I don't know, I guess currency, like I said, had to have some play into it, because I don't see these people working for these people, like doing all this shit for these rich people if currency wasn't at bay, because why the fuck would they? There's got to be some reason why. But,
I don't know why money would matter, though. I think it would, like you said earlier, I think it'd be more of trading goods.
Yeah, it would be something. I mean, that's what's weird, though, because they were like, remember, they went to that liquor store, and he's like, I can get like $1,500 for this bottle.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be concerned with funds. I mean, I guess that's what gets you into, you know, the fiddler's green or whatever is the money, but why?
Yeah. Why don't you just make your own in another building, you know, because there's so much more land to run around in. I mean, it's a whole world. At that point, I don't know how bad the infection, if it was just around America or where it was. Where'd this take place at? Do you, like, no locations?
I'm not sure where it was supposed to take place. I mean, judging by the buildings and stuff, I would say, like, New York or Chicago.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, too.
But, I mean, they make Vancouver look like whatever they want.
Exactly,
but,
yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of green screen used in here, too. Watching the features and stuff, it's, like... amazing how much green screen they used to make the city and everything.
One other thing, too, with the zombies, that was cool when they had the one zombie bite off, like that piercing off that girl's belly button. Did you see it? That was something that just stood out to me in the film. But, yeah, they try to take off in a boat, right? Like, all the people from that building, they all bail, but then they get stuck in between, like, the barbed wire fence and then the zombies, which...
That's when they did the fireworks again, you know, like you were talking about earlier.
They had no effect.
For like 30 seconds. Like, alright, well, we're done.
Yep. And then Dead Reckoning just blows that place up because they're already getting ate up. But, I mean, I feel like in that situation, you're stuck in between the zombies and the barbed wire fence. I would, like, chuck something over that shit to try to jump over. Yeah, I would throw something because, I mean... Obviously, you can't throw another person over or anything because it would just shock you, but throw something where you can get out of there. I wouldn't just be like, alright, I'm dead.
Well, like, none of those people knew what to do. Like, they were all living in that...
one building? Yeah.
In that building, and they weren't prepared to have to fight or anything, you know. They were just higher class, you know, we'll be took care of type people, you know.
Yeah.
Nothing bad will happen to us.
And there was still, like, other people around the streets, like random people from before, so then they do that, and then after they blow that up, don't they just take off to Canada, pretty much, after all those other people die?
And the zombies even look over at them, and, you know, the zombies kind of knew who the bad guys were for the real, you know, regular people. And they took them out, and they did their job, and left.
Yep.
They left the good guys alone.
Yeah, and the good guys, like, were thinking about blowing them up, but then they're like, nah, leave them alone.
Yeah, because you see Big Daddy look right over at Riley, and, you know, they had, like, an agreement, you know, in that moment.
Yep.
That they were on kind of the same team. aside from that, there wasn't a whole lot of emotion in this one compared to his other films, you know?
Yeah, the characters didn't... The acting wasn't as good as the other ones, I feel like, but then again, it was still a decent movie. Like, it's a fun-to-watch film. It's just not as good as the other two if you're gonna verse them, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely entertaining. Lots of great gore, lots of good CG, you know?
Yep.
Blood and everything. Which I watched the unrated version. I guess they had to tone it down for, like, the rated theatrical one. You know, they had to make the blood, like, blacker and stuff and not so red, and they had to do a lot of edits, but I think the special effects were really good in this.
Yeah, it was it's just like one of those fun movies to pop in, you know, and watch. Kind of, just, I don't know, crazy shit going on.
Yeah, and I think he did change the script. I believe this was actually being written before 9/11 happened.
Oh, really?
And he had to change a bunch of stuff because of that event, you know, taking place. I think that's what took this one so long to get made and everything.
Oh, he had to make a lot of adjustments and shit, and then... Because you said they were filming during the remake of Dawn of the Dead, or it was probably before that?
It had to have been.
Yeah.
It was released in theaters or whatever a year after that came out, so...
Because the funny thing is, I saw Dawn of the Dead in theaters, the remake, but I didn't like see this one. But then again, I don't think it got much of a hype as Dawn did. Like the remake, that was pretty hyped up. But then this one, I don't know. I didn't really know about it till later.
Like I say, I think it got pushed back so many times because of other things going on that it kept changing, like its release date and everything, and it just kind of came out without a lot of publicity and everything because they didn't know when it was going to be released.
So kind of like...
people just weren't even informed of it.
Kind of like some of those movies we see that are in the groups that people claim they're going to come out, but they probably won't come out for a long time. Like, you think it's going to pop up, but yeah.
Right, which, speaking of which, apparently Jeepers Creepers 3 is coming out next month.
Really?
Yeah, I just saw that on Facebook yesterday. And,
wow.
I mean, that's the kind of shit that happens when you have a movie that's in production for so long.
Yeah, I didn't know it was in production for that long. I thought it was just like a newer thing. They saw how hyped up horror movies were, so they were like, let's make a third one. But
I knew it was done filming like a month ago or something, but it was supposed to release till like next year.
yeah, I didn't know about that. I just knew we had quite a few of them coming out in 2017, which is I think it's a good year though for horror because I mean you're getting Leatherface, we're getting Pennywise again. We haven't had that forever, so it's pretty good I think for just a year because usually every year you get like most years you don't really get cool shit. It's just like
right. And you got Annabelle, which I don't hear about, but I hear is actually really good.
That's what I hear too. Yeah, I'm not too excited about that one either, but
so yeah, I mean that's kind of what I was saying with this and Jeepers Creepers 3. If you don't have time for publicity. I mean, that's coming out next month. I haven't even seen a trailer at the movies or on TV or anything,
Well, yeah, and then, I mean, you had the Alien movie come out, and now you had before that, you had, the Resident Evil movie came out, which was cool. But was that 2016 or 2000? I think it was 2017, but I don't know. I don't know. But
get back to finishing this up real quick.
Alright, yeah, so that's pretty much the end of that movie, and yeah,
they just take off, they're like heading to Canada, and let's go north, and that's the end. Like, okay.
Yep. And let's go to ratings then. Get this one out of the way. I'd give this one my rating before IMDb, which I have no clue what it is, but I'd give it like a 6.
Got a 6.2 on IMDb.
No. Yeah, it's a fun movie to watch. It's just I don't know, compared to his other movies, it's not like they're more serious, I feel like, but
not as character driven.
Yeah.
I hadn't watched this since probably 10 years ago, I think. So a couple years after it came out, and I remembered hating this movie.
Oh, really?
And this time around, I actually enjoyed it. Like you said, it was pretty fun. I mean, lots of great gore and everything, and the acting was pretty decent. just, like, my biggest complaint is you just didn't care about the characters.
Yep.
And there just wasn't much to the story besides, you know, him wanting to get into that building and them two kind of fighting each other between Sholo and Riley's groups is all that was really going on, you know?
Yep.
And then the zombie stuff, yeah, they're learning how to do stuff, but I wish it would have been a little more in depth on how they were learning these things. You know, like had some scientist in there maybe or something like they did with Day, and, you know, this is what's going on, they're becoming smarter, this is why. Yeah, so I'm right there about there with you. I give it like a 6.5 because it is entertaining. I was never really bored with it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Romero films. Then, like, I mean, maybe one day we'll do Night of the Living Dead, and we'll do some other ones, but
Survival and Diary. And,
yeah.
I don't know. But I think we'll take a break from zombies for a little bit.
Yeah.
This. But not really sure what we're going to do on the next one. So if you guys have any suggestions, definitely let us know. We have a few things we're kind of toying with, but not dead set on anything.
Yep. So yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Make sure you subscribe to both our YouTubes, Dan Reject Films with a Z, and Dead Michael, Crazy Horror Collector. Also, you know, we have iTunes for Horror Movie Project. You can find us too if you just type in horror podcasts with an S after podcast. It will pop up as two, Horror Movie Project. And then we're on Mixcloud, Speaker, or Spreaker, whatever the hell it's called, SoundCloud, and yeah, a bunch of that stuff. So other ones that aren't as big as iTunes and Stitcher is the second biggest, but yeah, just find us on all those and listen to us. So
yep, hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yep, see you later.